Hello everybody, good afternoon. My name is Tanya and I'm your English teacher and it's freezing here. It snowed tonight and today it was sunny but freezing. Today we celebrate the Holocaust Memorial Day. Today is 27th of January 2021 and I would like to read you some pages and give you some information about this beautiful girl, Anne Frank. She's famous for her diary that she wrote when she was 13. Anna and her family, the Franks, lived for 2 years hid in building in the back of the building business building in Amsterdam, and during this period Anna wrote a diary, and after the war Anna and her sister Margot died, and Otto, her father, awfully found the diary, handwritten diary, and they put everything together with a new wife, and then they published first in Dutch and then in English her beautiful diary. And she was a special girl that was very unconventional, very active, and full of dreams. And at first, her father Otto wasn't actually sure to publish a diary, but then he read a sentence, and this convinced him to publish the diary. He read, "I want to go on living after I'm dead." And so it's very important for what Anna says about the war, pointlessness and suffering of war. I would like to show this beautiful book was written with the expert advice of Eva Skloss. Eva was the stepsister of Anne, and she was also a concentration camp survivor. Eva is founding member of Anne Frank Trust and author Eva's story, a survivor's tale, but a stepsister of Anne Frank. And today, about 100,000 visitors can visit the apartment where Anna and her family hid for 2 years in Amsterdam, because it became a museum. And actually, I would like to show this beautiful book about Anne and her story with a lot of photos. Can you see Anna? When she was very happy. This book is for age from 12 years old, and this is part of a book box. Can you see? Of 40 books divided into English levels, and it's good for young people. It's good for it's a young reading series 2 and 3. And can you see the color of the band? Purple and blue. And this is good for adults as well. There are a lot of adventure, history, and biographies. And this is part of biographies. It's divided content. The content is divided into chapters. Chapter 1, Living Free, broken glass invasion, the secret annex where Anna and her family hid, Westerbork, the camps, and then finally Anne Frank's diary and timeline. Anne Frank's diary, there's a summary of her diary, and then it is a timeline with all the dates when Margot and Anna were born, and then where they died, and then where the apartment the next became a museum in 1960. And then there is also some quick links. If you click here, you will find there's a link to Anna Frank Trust and other websites on Anna Frank. So very interesting. Okay, I was showing some pictures. Can you see? This is Margot. This is Anne when she was just 4 years old. Hello, Alessia. And can you see Anne here? She plays outside her Berlin, and this is a hoop, and Hannah is keeping a rope here. This is a photo of some soldiers. They are. This is Jewish shop, and so they're here to stop people from going shopping to Jewish. And Anna's family had to move from Germany, where there was the Nazis wanted to push away the Jewish, and they moved to Anna's school. She attended a Montessori school. Anna's here at the back. She liked school, but she didn't like, she was a model student, and this is her probably last holiday at the beach with her sister. This is also a beautiful picture of the Frank's family with Hannah wearing new coat and hat. And these are the posters that Anna had on her wall in her room. And these are the rules in the house. They couldn't talk very loudly. They have some specific hours for lunch, for getting up, for breakfast, lunch, and supper. And this is the only window that could be opened for fresh air. And these are some photos from the camps that we have seen so many times. And here are some women. Okay, very good. And I just wanted you to listen through some pages here. Chapter 1, Living Free. Anne ran down the stairs and onto the street as fast as she could, her skinny legs going at full pelt. She was meant to be doing her homework, but it was so boring. Margot, her perfect sister, might be happy sticking her nose in a book all day, but Anne wasn't. She stopped when she reached the flat around the corner. Then she sang, breathlessly, through the letterbox, 5 notes up and 5 notes down. It was her secret signal. The next moment, Liz Gosler, her best friend, opened the door. Anne caught hold of her hand and pulled her outside. "Come on," she said. "Let's go and play." Their friend's son and a crowd of other children were already out on the sunny Amsterdam streets. Some were rolling hoops, others playing hopscotch or doing handstands against the wall. Anna was hopeless at handstands, but knew another way to get everyone's attention. "Watch this!" she cried, lifting her arm high in the sky. She waited until everyone was looking at her, then she swung her arm around as fast as she could, and there was a loud crack and a shoulder popped straight out of its socket. All the boys laughed and cheered. Hearing the sound of laughter, Anne's mother Edith glanced out the window and caught sight of Anne on a street below. "I bet that girl hasn't done her homework," she thought with a sigh. It was always such a struggle with Anne. Even though her daughter was only 7, Edith was certain she would be a social butterfly all her life. Still, she was glad Anne had settled into Amsterdam life so easily. It was 3 years since the Franks had left Germany, but Edith still missed her home. And as long as the Nazi Party ruled Germany, they couldn't go back. The Franks were Jewish, and the Nazis hated Jews. Recently, Nazis had fired Jews from their jobs, shut down Jewish shops, and beaten up Jews on the street. "We were right to leave when we did," thought Edith. "We couldn't have brought up our children in such a country." That night, Anne's father, Otto, put Anne to bed as usual. "Tell me a story," Anne pleaded. "Can I have one about good Paula and naughty Paula? But this time, tell me about naughty Paula. She's more fun." "Margot prefers good Paula," Otto remarked. "Well, she would," Anne replied huffily. It was hard having Margot as an older sister. She never got into trouble and was always neat and tidy. Otto guessed what she was thinking. "You could be good too, Anne. You just have to learn to control yourself." "I'll try, Daddy, I promise," Anne said. "Anything to make you happy." Otto laughed. "You little flatterer," he said, kissing her on her head. The next day at school, Anne tried harder than usual to concentrate. She loved school, really. The big hairy classroom, the bright red flower pots on the windowsill. It was just so much more fun to talk to people than to listen to the lessons. "Anne Frank, you are such a chatterbox," scolded her teacher. "I can't help it, Mr. Kissing," Anne replied. "It's a female thing. My mother talks as much as I do, and I inherited my talkativeness from her." Everyone laughed, including the teacher. When Anne got back, Edith was bustling around the kitchen, preparing supper. "We have guests tonight," she said. "Who's coming?" Anne asked eagerly. "Mia from Daddy's work and her friend Jan." "Hooray!" Anne cried. She loved it when people came over. As soon as the doorbell rang, Anne rushed to let them in. The next moment, she was peppering them with questions. "How are you, Mia? How was your day? What's it like working with Daddy? Hello, Jen." Then Anne stopped and looked at them both, her brown eyes sparkling with interest. "Oh, are you Mip's boyfriend?" she asked. "Quiet, Anne," interrupted Edith. "Time for supper," added Otto gently. As soon as the meal was over, Anne and Margot were sent to bed. "I expect they want to talk politics," said Margot. "Or some sort of secret," Anne suggested. "Politics is boring." "But things are getting worse," Margot explained. "It's all because of Hitler, the Nazi Party leader. He's making the Nazis more powerful than ever. They're building up a huge army." "Mommy's worried Hitler will invade the Netherlands one day," Margot went on. "What does Daddy think?" asked Anne. "He thinks we're safe here." "Good," said Anne. "Then I won't worry about it either. Besides," she added, I haven't got time for Hitler. I've got the summer holidays to think about. Month of swimming and sunbathing. I can't wait. Okay, I hope you liked it. This beautiful person. Through this book, you can start to get to know with Anne Frank and her story and this terrible, but through her words, full of hope for the people that hopefully survived the war was over, and where finally we actually is different today. And when we think that we are just suffering lockdown, we can go out for a couple of days or weeks, but they had to hit for 2 full years. Okay, it's good to learn about history, and I found Anna's story. I knew her story, but I found rereading this very interesting and also moving, thinking of her living what they lived. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading time with Anna Frank, and see you next time. Bye bye.